No, look, there's I always say I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented
Yeah.
fighter, but he just win uh, one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with the Spence. He did like almost look very easy.
But I'm gonna go with Canelo because he didn't hold Turkey's hand.
It's two things that you can do with somebody bigger and stronger. You know, you can either try to push them back, you know, because 9 times out of 10, a strong fighter not used to going back.
Canelo Alvarez responds to Terence Crawford's knockout performances by acknowledging his talent. He concedes that Crawford did an excellent job dismantling Errol Spence, making the victory look easier than expected. Still, Canelo stresses that Spence is the only truly elite opponent Crawford has faced, raising doubts about the rest of his resume. Looking ahead, Canelo says the truth will be revealed once they share the ring, leaving fans eager to see the outcome.
Are you tired of people asking you about Terence yet?
No, look, there's I always say I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with the Spence. He did like almost look very easy but I knew Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But you never know in boxing. We'll see.
Canelo suggests that he already has Crawford's style and techniques figured out, displaying confidence in his preparation. With a grin, he mentions that Turki Alalshik will be left disappointed on fight night since he will be working in Crawford's corner, adding more tension and a personal edge to the clash.
Now you're going to be able to do about it come fight night.
I know Turkey's in your corner,
I promise you.
But look, it's going to be very difficult. He's going to be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm different.
I see you too.
Canelo's choice to bring in Jaron Ennis for sparring is being praised as a clever move. Johnny Ortiz explains that Ennis resembles Terence Crawford in both body structure and fighting approach, making him an ideal partner. This gives Canelo the chance to study Crawford's rhythm, movements, and advantages firsthand while sharpening his timing and defense. At the same time, Ennis earns valuable experience working with a veteran champion like Canelo, which benefits his growth. Ortiz views this as a rare arrangement where both fighters elevate themselves, making it a highly calculated decision.
It makes sense, and it's definitely a good experience for both. Eddie Reynoso and Canelo, shout out to them because now it shows that they serious with a real game plan, and Boots is, to me, everybody's a perfect opponent. I wouldn't say opponent, perfect sparring partner to have to replicate Crawford because they both switch hitters and stuff like that, and they got dog in them and reflexes for sure. So it shows Canelo serious, and on Boots end, to be able to spar a Hall of Famer, top tier guy, is giving him great experience, and you could tell he really wants it. It's a sport where Boots is getting an opportunity to spar a Hall of Famer. Who cares? And in reality, what the fuck loyalty does Boots owe to Crawford when it comes to the sport of boxing? I mean, Crawford didn't do shit even back while Boots was trying to get his opportunity when it was Spence and Crawford. Every time Boots' name got mentioned, you heard the Bud Clowns be like, oh yeah, he don't deserve it. Oh, who did he fight? Oh, who this and that, man. I ain't trying to hear that shit. It's like different shit that you need to be woke up outside of boxing. Boxing is a sport. There's shit that we need to really come together. I didn't see y'all come together like 5 years. The Bud Clowns, because it's real fans, the Bud Clowns is bashing PBC. Everything Boots, when you bring up Boots' name, putting him down, I didn't hear like, oh yeah, instead of fighting Canelo or fighting this person, he should fight Boots.
Jose Benavidez emphasizes the importance of Canelo Alvarez's call to train with Jaron Boots Ennis as a sparring partner. He notes that Ennis mirrors Crawford in physique, footwork, and style. With someone so similar in camp, Canelo can mentally prepare for what he'll face on fight night. Benavidez also insists that Crawford's smaller frame compared to Canelo could play a decisive role once they meet. For him, training with a strong and stylistically close partner not only builds Canelo's confidence but convinces him he already holds the advantage before the first bell.
To give Canelo maybe a little bit more confidence that he is sparring somebody really good, and is a really good fighter, and I think that would be a good motivation, for Canelo Alvarez. I just think that Crawford is too small for Canelo. I think Canelo's too big for Crawford. But in my opinion, I think if Crawford could maybe just tap, get out, tap, hook, get out, maybe once in a while throw a straight punch and just win by points and use his legs, I think I see him winning by decision. But if he tries to exchange with Canelo Alvarez, I think he's going to make a mistake and he's going to get hit with one shot and maybe he can get hurt. And that would change the whole fight, But I think he's faster. Crawford is faster, and a straight punch, get out, Don't stay there to throw or try to trade with Canelo Alvarez.
Okay, fair to say. Fair to say. Now, do you feel like when it comes down to the demeanor of making that decision of bringing him in, does it show that he's taking this camp perhaps a little bit more serious than others? I mean, what do you think about just the move per se?
It's very difficult to say. He's never brought anybody really good to his camp until this time. Maybe he's lacking enough of confidence, or maybe he just wants to use them to trick the people. Or, it's very awkward and very funny that he brought Ennis to his camp. So, but at the end of the day, they know what they're doing, and we got to respect that. And I think
the worldwide demand for boxing has entered a new era where streaming platforms set viewership milestones for live events. The Netflix spectacle between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson pulled in an incredible 65 million viewers, making it the largest fight ever by audience size. That moment proved that interest in combat sports surpasses old expectations. Now, the upcoming showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford carries the pressure of breaking that record. This is bigger than two men squaring off. It's about history unfolding on a global level. Fans everywhere are waiting to see if this clash can spark even greater excitement than the Jake versus Mike phenomenon.
Like Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, which was obviously on Netflix as well, the biggest concurrent view was, I think, 65 million. So at one stage of a time, 65 million people were watching that fight, which is crazy, hence why it broke Netflix servers. I do wonder what this does. I think it does around 10 to 15, which is still an incredible number. The problem with these two, and I was saying this morning actually to Gareth A. Davis, like, there's no antagonizer here, is there? No one is willing to play the role of the bad guy, the heel, the bully. And you almost need that a little bit. Like Jake Paul was actually quite smart in the way in which he promoted the Tyson fight. Obviously, look, it's Mike Tyson. But it was promoted so well where Jake was willing to be the guy that, I'm going to fuck up the greatest fighter of all time. He was willing to kind of say all those things and play that role. So people almost tuned in to see him get chinned as well. Neither of these guys are playing that role. Neither of these guys, I don't think, have crossed over massively to non-boxing fans. I mean, to us, they're like gods, but to non-boxing fans, I do wonder how much people know them.
Terence Crawford has never been the type to shy away from big challenges, and his preparation for Canelo reflects how carefully he studies strategy. He admits the challenge of facing naturally larger fighters, but insists there are proven solutions. The first is forcing bigger opponents backward, something they dislike since their size and strength usually let them control the pace moving forward.
It's two things that you can do with somebody bigger and stronger. You can either try to push them back, because 9 times out of 10, a strong fighter not used to going back, so it kind of fucks them up in the head, Yeah. Or you can just box them because some of them just slower than others because they got flat feet, and they just looking to load up on certain shots.
Now, Crawford's definitely right here. There's two ways to beat a pressure fighter like Canelo. Either you put the pressure back on him, which is where guys like Triple G and Bivol had success, or you use your superior skills and footwork on the outside, which is how Floyd Mayweather won. Now, Crawford, he can't use the pressure approach because he's not as physically dominant as guys like Golovkin or Bivol. Bud is a welterweight or junior middleweight jumping up. he doesn't have the size to push Canelo back. Now, the outside boxing approach, that is definitely Crawford's best chance against Canelo.
Pushing them back disrupts their rhythm. His second key is draining their energy and taking advantage of flat-footedness, a flaw often seen in heavier fighters. Crawford's grasp of these tactical details shows his exceptional boxing IQ. He understands that victory isn't only about grit. It's about transforming weaknesses into weapons. His training camp is built on these concepts, fine-tuning both conditioning and execution for the toughest test of his career.
Off the ring at times, we saw that in the Skull fight, and he does load up on single shots now. But at the same time, Crawford is not the same pure boxer that Floyd Mayweather was. Mayweather rarely got hit in that shell, and his form of countering, a pull counter, for example, was, I'm not going to get touched, and then I'll make you pay. Whereas Crawford's style of counterpunching is different. Bud will take one to throw 2 or 3 back, and he can't do that against Canelo because of the size and power difference. If Bud takes a clean right hand to throw back an uppercut or a hook, he's either going to get dropped or he's going to end up on his bike like Jermell Charlo. So while I do agree Crawford does have the superior skill set in this fight, but because he doesn't have the size to push Canelo back, or the defense of someone like Mayweather stay perfect for 12 rounds on the outside, I do think Canelo's size and power will make the difference in this fight, and that's why I like Canelo to win.
Despite the hype focusing on rivalry, Terence Crawford has shown deep respect for Canelo Alvarez's legacy in the sport. He openly acknowledges Canelo as one of the last links to a golden generation. Canelo shared the ring with icons, something Crawford views as rare. For him, fighting Canelo isn't just about belts or records. It's about measuring himself against someone who has carried boxing's torch. By framing it this way, Crawford adds meaning beyond the titles.
Well, listen, I called Canelo out because, like I said, he the last great fighter amongst the era that surpassed us. The Floyd, the Pacquiao, the De La Hoya. We both came up in that era, and he was right there with those fighters, and he got the chance to fight the Miguel Cottos, the Floyd Mayweathers, and the Kovalevs and Triple Gs, and I wasn't able to get those mega fights. So this is my mega fight. This is my moment, and that's the reason why I want to fight an all-time great like Canelo.
Sean Porter takes a different angle, saying Canelo won't present anything Crawford hasn't already faced. In his eyes, Crawford has dealt with every kind of style: speedsters, heavy hitters, counterpunchers, and bigger men. That adaptability, Porter argues, is what makes Crawford unique. His view shows confidence that Crawford's versatile skill set will match whatever Canelo brings, even if the Mexican star holds size and power. For fans, it provides balance in the debate.
Get in the ring with Canelo Alvarez. Terence is not going to see anything that he hasn't seen before. No, he hasn't seen this beast on fight night, but he's seen versions of this beast for a very, very, very long time. People have said that he's a blown-up 147-pound fighter. If you remember, he said it was hard for him to make 147 when he fought Errol Spence Jr. I was like, yo, how was that possible? I didn't realize he was really doing everything that's needed to gain the weight properly. Most fighters don't know how to gain weight and fit into a weight class properly. He's done that.
Sean Porter takes a different angle, saying Canelo won't present anything Crawford hasn't already faced. In his eyes, Crawford has dealt with every kind of style: speedsters, heavy hitters, counterpunchers, and bigger men. That adaptability, Porter argues, is what makes Crawford unique. His view shows confidence that Crawford's versatile skill set will match whatever Canelo brings, even if the Mexican star holds size and power.
And Canelo only need one punch. You know what I mean? That really, basically, that's what it boils down to. I think Canelo only need one shot to change the game or change the fight. Crawford gonna have to stay consistent and win out. He's gonna have to get ahead and stay ahead. You know what I mean? And then also looming is the controversy. Can Crawford win a close decision? I could never win a close decision. I never won a close decision. That's what's looming. I think if Crawford is going to guarantee victory, he got to stop him.
A man who ain't been stopped.
He got to stop him, bro.
It's a challenge.
So that's going to be the challenge. So I like Bud. I've always loved Bud, bro. But he in for a hell of a fight. If Saul show up, it's going to be a problem. You heard me?
Andre Rozier points to the importance of Canelo choosing Jaron Ennis for sparring, saying it proves how serious Canelo is about his preparation. To Rozier, bringing in a fighter of that caliber shows real respect for Crawford's abilities. Canelo isn't underestimating the task. Instead, he's building a camp with partners who can challenge him in ways similar to Crawford. Rozier believes this mindset is why Canelo has remained at the top for so long. His ability to adapt, prepare, and test himself in training sets him apart. That level of commitment gives fans confidence that both men will arrive at their best, leaving nothing to chance.
To get ready for Crawford.
I would think it would be because he's ambidextrous, as is Crawford, so it can do nothing but help him. And he has Hernandez also helping, another fighter who is ambidextrous, so it helps. And we just want to see him do what he has to do, because this is a great fight.
Who were you initially taking? Is it Crawford, or who were you initially taking?
I think I'm always under the direction of the bigger, better man. And Canelo's the bigger guy in this fight. And Crawford is my guy. It's just two weight classes and everything else. It's going to be tough. But if anybody can bring some energy to this, it'll be Crawford.
Does Canelo bringing Boots into camp, does that lower Crawford's chances to you?
It doesn't help. I'll tell you that much. It's a very, very astute move to bring someone who switches from lefty to righty. Big, strong young man, very fast, capable punching power. It's going to be a help. It'll be a help for him.
Mike Perry expresses admiration for Terence Crawford's talent, but ultimately leans toward Canelo, pointing to the unmatched force of Mexican power. His words highlight the cultural pride Canelo carries into the ring, representing an entire nation's hopes. Perry also touches on the lighter side of the build-up, mentioning Crawford's exchange with Turki Alyalai. While playful, it adds character to the story, showing how even humorous details become part of the bigger narrative surrounding the fight.
I'm going with the Mexican power. I think, I know Terence is tough, you know. He's an incredible fighter, but I'm going to go with Canelo because he didn't hold Turki's hand.
Not everyone believes sparring with Jaron Ennis perfectly prepares Canelo for Crawford. Some analysts argue Crawford's unique style can't truly be duplicated. They note that Crawford has assembled top-level trainers and minds in his own camp, offering him elite insights. According to them, Crawford's preparation might even be superior, since it emphasizes versatility instead of imitation. While Canelo sharpens against someone similar, the American champion gathers strategies from multiple brilliant sources. This contrast in training approaches highlights the deeper complexity of the matchup. It's not only a fight in the ring, it's also a clash of ideas, methods, and environments shaping each man's readiness.
Jaron Boots Ennis don't talk about nobody. He stayed on himself. He stay in Philly. Yeah, we as supporters and them people as fans, I'm nobody's fan, feel that he may have ducked Virgil Ortiz or Virgil Ortiz ducked him. But hey, man, Jaron Boots Ennis don't even give off that type of energy to be out there and to be out there wilding. The man trying to fight Canelo. What's wrong with him getting work with Canelo, bro? That's priceless work. That is sparring. Terence Bud Crawford, the man got Andre Ward. Terence Bud Crawford, the man got Shakur Stevenson. Terence Bud Crawford, the man got Lester Martinez. The man got mad people up there in camp, bro. Mad people in camp. Let that man Canelo get his sparring partners. Y'all got to be up over there scared. Y'all got to be up over there musty. The culture by wearing a Gucci belt. He sold out the culture by wearing a Louis Vuitton belt. We got to stop, bro. We got to stop. Niggas pick and choose when they want to be Malcolm X. Niggas pick and choose when they want to be Huey P. Newton. Niggas be straight up there, up in a white club, looking for the girl with no rhythm. Yeah, her right there. She don't dance good enough. I think I get stopped, bro. Y'all got to stop, bro. Y'all have.
That wraps up today's breakdown. Make sure to stay tuned for the next update, where we continue exploring every angle of this historic fight.